Welcome to Aries Ideas.
To keep it real, I'm not that friendly, I'm just charismatic. I used to think I needed him, but I was just distracted.
Today, we are talking about 10 reasons why you are a worthy person, why you are valuable. I'm going to help you recognize this own worth, recognize these intrinsic values so that you can start walking about your life like the bad bitch that you are and start respecting you, because that is so fucking important. And I want that for you. I don't like long intros. I've never liked them, so let's get right into it. Briefly, I'm going to go over what it means when you feel like you're not enough, and what it means when you are actually recognizing who you are, and who you are is a worthy, valuable human. When you don't feel enough, what you're looking for is validation from the outside world, for other people to tell you that you're good enough, you're worthy, you do this, you do that. And of course, it is so addictive to want to feel that validation from other people because it feels so good. And that's something that I have a little bit of a disagreement when it comes to the whole self-development community, because it pushes individualism and being independent and like having it all so much, when in reality it feels good. It feels good to get that validation from other people, and it always will be. And that is not an issue. It's not an issue to want to be liked from other people, to want validation from other people. It becomes an issue when your entire value, when 100% of it comes from outside world, comes from receiving those words of affirmation from other people. We want to get to a spot where that outer validation comes down to maybe 10% of our self-worth, because I'm not going to be unrealistic, and I'm not going to tell you that you're never going to want validation, and that it's like something that is the evil, like the evil eye, and like validation from other people is awful. Because no, it makes you feel good. It feels nice, okay? That's never going to not happen. But what we're going to do is we're going to flip that focus, and we're going to harness it more on what we can control and our own values and who we are, like as people, and how we treat ourselves and other people. So when you feel like you're enough, you have shifted your focus to your intrinsic qualities, which are the 10 things that I am going to tell you today. Number 1, I need you to recognize the odds that you are even alive right now. They are absolutely astronomical. They are crazy, insane. Out of all the different souls or people that could have been, you are the one that was picked. I don't remember the number. I probably should have looked it up before making this video, but it was something along the lines of millions or billions. Like, the odds of you being alive are like 1 in a billion. It's insane. And that you are like a lottery winner. You are literally a lottery winner. And because of that, you are intrinsically valuable. Intrinsically just means you don't have to do, say anything for you to have value. You have value just by existing. Number 2, you have something that absolutely nobody on the entire fucking planet can give: yourself. You have your own gifts, talents, skills, opinions, imperfections, perspectives on things. Your life is going to create a story that cannot be recreated. Sure, other people are better at you with certain things, but you are better at certain things than others as well. We often tend to compare ourselves to others and be like, oh, he's so great, she's so great, look at how good he is at running, oh, he got a scholarship to that college, they have that degree, they got that job, they look like this, they look like that. But what we never recognize in ourselves is, wait, like I have this thing that this other person doesn't have. I have this skill that they're not as great at. And we feel a sense of guilt when we say that because we think, oh no, like that is selfish. That's so self-absorbed of me to say. Like, no, you need to treat yourself like your best friend. Would you shame your best friend for recognizing that there are qualities about her that are admirable, that are desirable? No, you would like gas her up and be like, hell yeah, bitch, like you got that quality, you're amazing. Treat yourself like that. Let's normalize putting ourselves up and gassing ourselves up and like loving ourselves. It's not selfish, it's not arrogant, it's not narcissism. If you're worried you're being narcissist, if you're worried you're being selfish, you're not. Selfish narcissist people aren't worried that they are selfish and narcissist. They just are, and they could give less than like any fucks. You are a kind person. You are a very good person, and you need to treat yourself. You need to recognize that you are awesome and you have skills and talents and things to offer to the world. Number 3, if you know it or not, you have already made an impact on your world. You have already made an impact on the people around you. Just your influence alone, just your presence can alter people's moods, emotions, ways of thinking, ways of being. Like, for all you know, you have completely altered someone's life just by you being in it. I've brought up this experience once before, but I had a friend who wasn't very confident, and just by me being around her just by me being around her and like encouraging her and reminding her of her own worthiness, and like by me showing up as a confident person and by being a support system for her, that made her more confident. So there are situations like that in your life. It doesn't have to be that big, too. For example, even a small smile at a stranger, a compliment from a person, for all you know, that could have been the highlight of their day. That could have turned their day around. That could have made them smile. And that is just, it's invaluable, honestly. And I wish that it was more recognized of little things that we do for people, like a hug, for example. Like there are so many times where all I needed was a hug, and that hug from a person changed the course of my day. And that course of the day could have changed the course of my life for all I know. So you have already made impacts on the world around you, and you have influenced people just by being yourself. Number 4, you have chosen to accept love, and you have chosen to give love. And this shows a lot of vulnerability and courage on your end. It's difficult to open up and trust people, especially when you're offering up the chance for them to go behind your back or to abuse that trust and that love. But you have chosen to do it anyways. And you have chosen to possibly sacrifice some of your peace, some of your energy, some of your time for another person. You have chosen to give your love, to give your kindness, to give your attention to another person. And to love is to be vulnerable and to show who you truly are and the things that you've gone through, perhaps your weaknesses. It's not weak. What is weak is when you hide your love, when you don't give it out to anyone at all because you're scared. You're scared of what will happen to you. You'd rather protect your heart, you'd rather put up a wall than to open up the possibilities of having much joy and happiness and like fruitfulness to come into your life. If you are a very loving person, which I believe that you are, we tend to see love in everyone, and we tend to open ourselves up to everyone, and to us that's a very normal thing. But to a lot of other people who have been hurt a lot in the past, it can make you close up. And you can make two decisions in life. You can choose not to love, sacrifice the benefits that come with love, and adopt the, I guess you could call it, benefits of never receiving love, because that means you're never going to get hurt, but you're never going to feel the highs. Or you can choose the other path, which is to open yourself up to love, which also opens yourself up to the opportunity to be hurt. But in my opinion, it's no way to live to not love. And that is just something that is so courageous and vulnerable, and not everybody has the ability or chooses to do. Number 5, you are thoughtful, you're a good listener, and you're respectful of others around you. Now these 3 qualities go in a little bunch, because I didn't want to make this video too long, first of all, but they all intertwine, I believe. When you're having a rough day and someone comes in to your life, or just like your mom, your dad, your sister, your friend, and they take the time to listen to you, they take the time to understand your feelings, they respect how you're feeling, and they're very thoughtful through it all, nothing makes you feel more heard or valued than that. So when you are able to do that for other people, when you're able to hold their hand and listen to them thoughtfully, and just be there for them and hold space for them, that is such a great friend right there. And that is somebody who you would probably not want to let go of. And you need to recognize that you are the friend that you are wishing for. You are the friend that you are wishing for, and recognize that is so invaluable. I'm sure that you can think, oh yeah, when I have friends in my life, when I have high quality friendships in my life, I feel good about myself, and I feel like I'm just surrounded by very positive people. But understand, when you are that person, you also have that influence. You have that power. It's easy to look at it from other people's perspectives, at other people, and see that other people are such great friends, but it's really important as well that you recognize that you are also such a great friend. Number 6, you keep learning, even though it's not always easy, and that you have an open mind. Having a growth mindset is absolutely so important. A lot of people choose to stay stagnant. A lot of people stop learning. So when you are able to keep on learning, keep on growing, you're going to attract more people, and you are going to become someone who's very valuable to be in other people's presence. Something that keeps us very happy as humans and feeling fulfilled is learning. That's why, in my opinion, when it comes to the whole quarter life crisis at around 25-ish, 100's old, but whatever. That's about the time that you graduate college, and college is about the highest education that you go. Oh my god, she's being fucking ballistic right now. Please ignore that. When we stop learning, we become very depressed, we become very sad, and we wonder why. We as humans love progress. We like to keep things moving. We like to reach the next goal, and then after that, we like to reach the next goal. We are very much so up-leveling creatures. And when you are learning, you are happy. When you are happy, you are radiating good energy. When you're radiating good energy, you're spreading that to other people, spreading the positivity, spreading the love. You see where I'm going with this? So by you learning, you're impacting other people. And I know that seems kind of counterintuitive, but trust me, it is a real thing. When you're learning, you tend to want to share the things that you're learning. And when you share things that have helped you and have grown you, you can then spread that knowledge to other people, and they can choose to grow themselves from that information that you lended them. Number 7, your emotions and feelings are fluctuating, and it is 100% okay to feel all of them. We tend to apply a lot of meaning. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait a few minutes. She stopped. Okay. As I was saying, we tend to apply a lot of value and a lot of importance to our emotions and feelings and apply that value to who we are, when in reality, your emotions and your feelings are not, and your thoughts are not who you are. The reason behind this is because you can observe them, you can sit back for them, you can separate from them and observe. That's not who you are. You can't escape who you are, okay? You are your soul. You are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your emotions. When we are adopting our own feelings to be who we are, patience is not my best quality. When you can release your emotions, and by release I mean allow yourself to feel and fully be enveloped in the experience, it tends to go by quicker than if you were to repress it. So in my own life, when I'm dealing with an emotion that I do not enjoy to experience, such as guilt, sadness, anger, though I'm actually pretty good at channeling my anger. Anyway, but like the emotions that we tend to avoid, that we tend to avoid and ignore, I don't want to feel that. If you allow yourself to sit, I will literally hold my head in like my cheek, and like if I'm laying down my bed, and like talk to myself like a baby. I will be so gentle with myself and almost in a motherly way, and just speak out loud, just like whispering or like quietly how I'm feeling. And what happens when you do this over time is a part of you is going to almost respond to yourself, like you know that voice in your head that's very mean to yourself, that's very like a bully. When you start to connect to yourself, when you start to do more self-care and practice self-love, a new part of yourself is going to grow, and this is going to be like kind of the little angel on your shoulder, and she's going to be your biggest cheerleader. She's going to be so kind, so open, and I like to think that it's my higher self talking to me. And this really helps me connect to my intuition and realize the next steps that I need to take, the true feelings behind my emotion. So the emotion of guilt, there's a reason behind that. There's something going on behind the curtains that's manifesting this guilt feeling. And by getting into a safe space and talking to yourself so lovingly, you can unravel where this is rooting from. And when you find the root, you're able to come up with a solution by connecting to your intuition of what inner need you need to solve that root issue and to process this emotion out of you so that you can move on from it. Number 8, you make sure that other people are doing okay. You make sure that other people are feeling all right and that they're in an okay mind state. It's very thoughtful, and the trait of thoughtfulness is extremely valuable. This pretty much connects to, I think it was, point number 5, when you're very thoughtful. But checking in on people is especially amazing. Whenever I get a text or a call, I usually expect it's for some reason, like for someone to ask me something, for my advice on something, or like there's a reasoning behind it. But if I get a call or a text from someone just for the sake of checking up on me and how I'm doing, how that makes me feel is very cared for. And when you do that for other people, you are giving them that same emotion. You are making them feel very cared for. And I do believe in karma. When you are good to other people, I believe that that goodness will come back to you. It's something very tiny, but a lot of these points that I'm making are just little things that you don't give yourself credit for, that you don't recognize in yourself when they're actually super important. Just like they say in relationships, it's the little things that keep the passion alive, that keep the romance going, that keep on making other people feel like their partner feel special. And when you stop doing those small little courteous, thoughtful actions, that's when the relationship starts to crumble, and that's when it starts to break. So by recognizing these things in yourself and noticing that you are doing these for other people, you're building these relationships, that is value right there. That is immeasurable. These qualities that you possess that impact the people around you. Number 9, you are resilient and you can recover from hardship. You do not give yourself enough credit for the things that you have gone through. You give other people credit. You say, well, you are so strong. You are so powerful and brave and courageous for doing these things and like going through that and experiencing that. But when it comes to ourselves, we're very hesitant and we think, oh, well, it wasn't that much of a big deal. You know, other people have had it worse. But just because other people have had issues or struggle or trauma that can be seen as greater than your own, it doesn't discount your own experiences, the own things that you have learned, the own problems that you have had in your own life. And most importantly, the lessons that you have learned from those things. Resilience is a very powerful trait, and it will take you far in a lot of areas of your life. When you can face hardship and not give up, when you can push through, other people want that. Other people wish they were that strong to get through the things that you have already gone through. You have experienced things that have hurt you, like to your core, I'm sure. And you made it to the other side still. You are so resilient, and that shows so much strength in you. Number 10, true beauty is more than just skin deep, okay? You can have the most attractive person physically, and they can be the ugliest person inside. And the more that you're around that person, you're going to not want to be around that person, and they are going to become less beautiful to you. I've experienced this like firsthand in high school. The mean girls tend to be like the societally prettiest girls, but when I talk to them, they give me that like, you know, like that look, the side eye, and just are so rude. And that is a huge turnoff for me, and I would not want to be their friend. There are also some people where I didn't think that they were that attractive when I first met them, but as I learned their personality and that they are such a kind and loving human being, all of a sudden their outer appearance became way more attractive than the other mean girl who was more societally pretty. I'm forgetting the word I'm looking for, so what is it? You know what, it doesn't matter, I don't care. Societally pretty, you get what I mean. When it comes to what is beautiful and what is attractive, it is all about your energy. Energy is the most attractive thing that you can bring to the table. I'm sure that there's been at least like one guy where you're looking at him and you don't really see that much like handsomeness or like attractiveness. Like he's not that great looking, maybe like a 5 or a 6 in your book, but there is just something about him that drives you crazy, that like gets you to like him romantically, and you don't know what that is, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? That is because the energy they carry is confidence, it is assurance, it is knowing one's self. There is nothing more attractive than being able to show up as yourself, and when people come at you in a way that's disrespectful, you completely disregard them because you respect yourself and you know your worth that much. That is something people would pay so much money for if they were able to buy it. It is a very it's a very silent like flex to be a confident person, to be someone who has the most beautiful energy and aura about them. People will get so pissed just by you walking into a room with a smile on your face, with confidence, with like femininity. They will get so mad, and they will like not even know you, never have spoken to you, and automatically not like you. I literally just experienced this the other day. I was with my guy friend, and we were just walking into Pete's, and there were two girls sitting outside Pete's just chatting away and whatnot. And I was just smiling, you know, being all happy. And then like my guy friend opens the door for me, and I walk in. And then when we get in, he goes to me, he's like, Emma, those two girls, like after you walked in, gave you the biggest side eye I have ever seen. And I was like, really? They're just jealous because I don't, there's literally no other reason. All I'm doing is I'm showing up, I'm being happy, I'm being myself, I'm in my feminine energy, I'm just being open and happy, and that's going to trigger people. It's going to trigger people who want that for themselves but aren't embodying those qualities themselves. I need you to understand that everybody can have beauty, everyone can be beautiful, because it is so internal. And what can you control? You can control what you believe, how you show up, your actions. So you are able to change your inner energy. You are able to therefore change your attractiveness to the outside world. It also doesn't hurt, of course, to put effort into your appearance. And I really, really push that on putting effort into your appearance. Yes, because it makes you look more physically like attractive superficially, but also when you put effort into how you look, such as your hair, your makeup, and your style, you're going to walk like someone who puts effort into themselves, who cares about themselves. What's most important is your energy. And the way that I cultivate that in myself is by paying attention to my physical appearance. When I look good, that makes me feel good inside. And energy is all about that feeling. So yes, it is important. And not changing your appearance so that you can look like the standard, but more so enhancing your already, like you're enhancing your features that you have. Because all features are beautiful when you own it. When you can like own an insecurity that you have, and like it's not an insecurity anymore because you're claiming the power on it, other people can't use that against you. I'll take myself for example. Like I have a very masculine forehead and like and nose and very sharp jawline. Those are all like stereotypically very masculine features. But instead of trying to hide them and like create a button nose for myself, or like have hairline surgery to get a smaller forehead, like I think these features look amazing on me, and I think that they make me look beautiful. And because of that, I'm going to attract people who also believe the same, and people who aren't able to quite yet get to the point where they can really feel confident in those things are going to be pissed at me. They're not going to be happy with me for liking these features about myself because they want that for themselves. So just recognizing a little bit that people project their insecurities onto you, and if they didn't care, they wouldn't say anything. But obviously they do care because they said something. So that is the whole message on beauty is more than just skin deep. Those are my 10 points on why you are so worthy. You are such a valuable person. I hope that this gave you some clarity about what it truly means to be worthy and to feel worthy. And I hope that it makes you feel better about yourself, because that's what I want. I want you to recognize your own inner beauty, your own value, your own self-worth, so that you can go around this world as a bad bitch, as a confident woman. And that's what we are doing on this channel. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.